To change your life, you must change the way you think. In imbibing and habits such as journaling, you must begin to think differently about it so that you could maximize the superpower in it and be able to replicate your wins on your own life's journey. Hi, welcome. My name is Goodness. I'm your journaling buddy. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome. And if you're meeting me for the very first time, yes, I already said my name is Goodness, but welcome to the family. In this video, I will be sharing 5 core insights or mindset that I think everyone should have in approaching journaling. And I will tell you why this conversation is coming up in the light of I believe strongly that when we know the merits or the outcomes that certain steps would have us attain, it would change our approach towards it so that we can truly get the results that we desire. And so, against trying to struggle, trying to find yourself, come and show up again and again to journal. Sometimes it's quite challenging, especially for persons who are starting off on the journey. There are certain insights that I found that you could place before your very eyes, or begin to change your mindset, right? It's a kind of mindset that you must imbibe, and so that you could explore the journaling journey and use it as a superpower, right, to win on your journey. Number one mindset would be that you must understand that your mind is a flow. And so here's the picture that I do want to paint in explaining this particular point is first reckoning that your mind, of course, which is in your soul, right, has got so many thoughts that flows through it in 24 hours. Research says that we have about 70,000 thoughts flow through our minds on a daily basis, some of which are repetitive though. But then again, your mind is not a stagnant water. If you could imagine that your mind is a flow, it means that there are customized inside, there are certain ideas that would enter into your mind or come as a thought that you could capture. And if you begin to explore it, you will see how massive and big it is and how much you could birth from that insight that had entered into your mind. And what helps that mind to actually flow? Journaling. How, you may ask, how is that possible? How do you say that just writing would help? So yes, let me explain what I mean. Having to write down always would cause your mind to expound that thing you've written down. So let's give instance. You had an idea pop up in your heart and you just wrote it down. That, oh, this idea just popped up in my mind. And while you begin to think about it and just say, okay, how do I really execute or make this idea to come to fruition? How do I make it a reality? As you begin to think, right, it would just begin to open up and begin to expand, as against when you do not write down or when you didn't write down that idea. It will just come like in a kind of flash in the pan, or just it just come in a dash and just leave because you didn't capture it by journaling it. But when you journal, you begin to look at it and glance at it again and again and say, okay, so I've written this down. Okay, how can this work? How can I make this come to be? What can I do? You begin to ask those questions that will push you to think and that will push you to get the answers that you require to unearth or expound or make reality that idea that had popped up in your heart. This is the same thing with feelings. Sometimes we just think that, oh, I felt this way, right, and I felt this way because this is how I responded, or I responded this way because it was how I felt, right? If you are one who would take that feeling or expression of feeling to note and begin and journal about it and say, oh, this happened and I felt this way and responded this way. What exactly triggered that response? Was it the person's statement or the person's action, or it was just me transferring aggression, or it was just me trying to recall or transfer expressions, or at the time, you just be able to understand that emotion. And when you're understanding that particular emotion, you are able to understand yourself and say, oh, A can bet B for me, or C can bring a D repercussion. So to avoid D as a repercussion, I would avoid C or avoid B. Do you get it? I hope you do. Right. Okay. The very next mindset, and that's number two, that you must imbibe as one who um, want to maximize journaling as a superpower, is reckon that your life is a progressive, it's on a progressive stretch, right? Your life is progressive, and there are various seasons in our life. Should you have heard it times and again that life happens to us in seasons, right? And each seasons has their own significance on our life's journey. And if you're not able to capture a particular season and what is truly going to birth in you, or what that season is for, you might lose out of the answers that that season might give to you, that might be required in a next season, which might not be immediate. But somehow, because you probably journaled through that season, or you're able to take note of the significant experiences and occurrences in that season, you are able to go back to your writing, or to wherever and however you journal, to say, okay, this happened as at this time in this aspect of my life, and this is what I was able to do. And I will give instance of what I'm trying to say so that it is very practicable. The Bible, yes, the Bible. Have you ever sought to think about the Bible as a journal? Think about it. Do you know that the Bible is a journal? Yes, the Bible is actually a journal. Imagine that we did not have those stories to reference to. Imagine that we did not have the occurrences that happened to different sons of God or children of God in the Bible times. We did not have that story documented somewhere to make references to. How would our lives have turned out without the Bible? Do you see? So imagine that the Bible, not even, it's not even an imagination. The Bible actually gives us lessons or insight or wisdom from different seasons in the life of patriarchs and matriarchs of scriptures, right? And say, oh, look at this person's life. Look at Father Abraham. Oh, look at Solomon. Oh, look at Naomi. Oh, look at Ruth. Look at Queen Esther. Oh, look at Apostle Paul. You're able to read about them, or read about the occurrences in their lives, or read about just them writing to or speaking to certain subjects, and be able to pull out wisdom that you can now use for your own journey. Number three mindset that you must own and you must imbibe when you're approaching journaling is to understand that this is a tool to the attainment of my goal. Yes, stop looking at journaling as it's just writing. No, it's not just writing. Think of journaling as a goal attainment tool, that if I maximize this habit, if I practice this, I will be able to attain my goal. And in attaining my goal, you're gaining self confidence and you are able to repeat your win. And that's why I say it all the time that journaling is a superpower, right? To help you experience victory, triumph in a repeated sense, right? If you begin to think of journaling like that, that this is a tool for goal attainment. This is a tool at which I could utilize to achieve my dreams. It would change the response that you give when you've set out time for journaling. So I will paint another scenario to drive home what this is trying to say. Should you be someone who is yet to start off on the journaling journey, or you're already on the path of always practicing journaling, maybe every 2 days, or maybe yours is every day, or tries in a week, however your life structure or system is that helps you to practice journaling, right? You're able to not feel like, oh, journaling, I beg, this time is for journaling. Oh, this is the time for journaling. I don't think I feel like journaling. I don't think I want to journal. I don't think is even worth it? Why am I always writing? What am I always writing about? If you think about it that way, you will not get yourself to maximize the superpower of journaling to win. But if you start to think about it as this is a tool that I could use to attain my goals and achieve my dreams, you would get to it when the time you've set for it is. So what that is should you have said, oh, I'm going to journal every day, or whichever time it is you've set, and whatever time of the day it is, you are able to respond positively because your mindset towards it has changed to think of it as a goal setting tool to attain it, right? To achieve your dreams, to help you understand your own unique wiring so that you can thoroughly and more strategically couch out a structure, a system, a life system that works for you to the attainment of that goal. And this brings me to my next point, which is the fourth, I guess, is you imbibing a mindset that with this tool as journaling, I could come to understand who I am, come to a greater sense of self awareness, come to a greater sense of self perception, come to a greater sense of a self construct that helps me to show up to the world and to show up with the gift that I am into my word. And so, if you begin to think of journaling in this way, that oh, it would actually help me to know myself other than journaling is just writing, you will shift from a place of being very flippant in your attitude or lackadaisical about it, um, to being excited, elated, joyous about you journaling. There will be this connection, unique connection that you will have with your journal, right? That this is a safe space for me where I really just find myself. This is a safe space for me where I really just enjoy being me and I'm just being aware of who I am, what I can do, what my skills are, what my innate gifts are, what my everything about yourself. You're able to go on that journey with journaling. The very fifth thing that I would highlight that could help you attain or maximize the tool as journaling is you understanding or have a changed mindset that journaling helps boost your memory. Yes, newsflash. Yes, it is that important. If you start to think of journaling as a tool that helped me to boost my memory and not just writing, you would respond positively when it's time to journal, right? And how this happens is in that you're able to keep track of events, you're able to write down ideas. You know that, and I've said this over and again, that you can't bank on your mind or you can't bank on your brain because of the weight of things that go through your mind on a daily basis. You can't trust that, oh, I would always remember. Oh, I would know. Oh, I would you can, of course, that's fine. But you can't always trust it. What if it forgets salient things that you thought you would remember? To avoid that oh, if I may or if I won't, right? Oh, if I might, I should I remember, I'll do it. No. To avoid that, you're able to just boost your memory by just probably like a bullet journal, keeping a bullet journal, and just highlighting it somewhere that, oh, I'm to do this, oh, I'm to get to this, right? By so doing, your brain is even organized that you're not putting so much pressure on it and it's able to deliver to you on a premium. And this is how you're even able to trust it even better because you're able to train it and ensure that it is not in an organized state all the time. You're not clumsy, you're not trying to be everywhere, you're not trying to think of many things at the same time. So when you're doing that, you're not being productive. But if you have your thoughts organized, right, and you're giving yourself to the things that matter to you at the time you should, right, you sort of create a organized state in your brain, your cognition that helps you to deliver, right, to be productive on a premium level. I trust that these five mindset that I have shared will help you change your approach towards journaling. Should you be a starter on the journey, or should you be one who is already journaling, but sometimes you do not feel like, right? Because you just think it's just about writing. It's more than just writing. I hope that the five mindset that I've shared, you would imbibe it. But then I do want you to share with me which of them will you be taking to heart and be running with henceforth. Should you have any questions as regards journaling, or should there be things should you want me to talk about as regards how to use journaling as a superpower, or should you have questions that you do want to ask? Please ensure you do that in the comment section. I will be most willing to answer. And of course, if you are requesting that I film a particular topic, a film about a particular topic about journaling or how to use it, please make your suggestions in the comment section, and I will be most glad to do that. Till you see me in your next or in my next video. Right. Bye.